Hi, my name is Salemme, my pronouns are he, him, I'm 18, and I'm a domestic violence preventionist. I'm currently a freshman in college, I go to San Diego State University, and I reside on the Kumi Islands. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and that led me a huge part to becoming a domestic violence preventionist today. When I was 14, barely just a freshman in high school, I joined a club called HARRT, which stands for Healthy and Responsible Relationship Troop, whose main goal was to advocate against domestic violence. I was in this club all 4 years of high school, and it taught me a major part of what I know now. We did presentations, we went to different events that spoke and advocated against different issues, and we tried to focus on different concerns in the education system. Being in this club really opened my eyes to the world. It really opened my eyes into helping people in prevention and awareness and all of the other things that I really enjoy today. Through this club, we did many presentations. We did about 2 a year, and we would also do some at other sites that weren't just the high school that I went to. And during this, I really had my eyes open to seeing how I could help people just through speaking and just through some of the things that I knew. And even though I gave this presentation maybe about 12 times, 10 times, it helped me more and more every single time that I presented it, because I got to see the different reactions that people had. And even after presentations, people would come to ask for help. Seeing some of these students come up to us and ask some of the questions really highlighted some of the lacks of the education system and a lot of the things that I wanted to grow up and help reform. And that in major part helped me to later go into lobbying and later advocate for some of these laws, for some of these bills to be passed. And I know from some of my experience as a survivor that if I had the education and the tools that I really needed, the tools that I know about now, I wouldn't have the title of survivor. When I was a senior in high school and pretty much everything was digital, all of our club meetings were digital, they came to us and asked, hey, does anyone want to be a moderator for this event? And this event was called Orange Day, and it was one of the biggest events that changed the course of my entire life. I always enjoyed public speaking, and the people in my club honestly pushed me in a direction that I wouldn't have pushed myself in. And they really, really encouraged me to go ahead and just take a huge leap to be a moderator for this event. I was extremely nervous about the entire thing. I was going to be speaking to Congress members, moving them along, keeping time, talking to them, asking them questions. But being over Zoom, being in that virtual setting really, really helped me, because I didn't have to be face to face with them and ask them these same things or hurry them along like I would have over Zoom. During this entire time, I didn't really have a script. I had a few points that I went over through my head, but other than that, I just went over my story. I went over who I was and the events that I experienced as a teenager and why it was so important that I was doing what I was doing. After the event, people contacted me asking me to further speak on other issues. I was given the opportunity to speak at more events. I was given the opportunity to be on councils or to talk about certain issues at other places, and it was honestly incredible. I went from no one really knowing my name to people seeing my name and saying, hey, I want him to speak because I know how he speaks. And even though I felt like I was just another teenager that went through a difficult time, I felt like I was really cared about during this time. I feel like people really wanted to hear my story, and they did. And my biggest advice is, if you're a survivor and you want to share your story, share it, because people are going to want to listen. Not a lot of people know what it's like, but seeing real people experience these issues and talk about what they're going through really, really opens their eyes to it. So I encourage anyone who has a story, please share it, because legislators and other people want to hear it. And you are not alone in your fight, and together we can keep this conversation going, and we can stop domestic violence together. Thank you.